It does look like they've lost 2 key members of staff. It could look to an outsider they're kind of lacking direction or trying to find, a new way forward.
I do think that it's probably difficult working for any member
I
of the
agree.
royal family. And like it or not, Harry still has that, that attitude to his life, even though he's not in it anymore.
Would you work for them?
I did actually once go for a job. I did.
Bombshell.
And I had an interview with Michael Pete.
Oh no, I mean Meghan and Harry.
Oh, Meghan and Harry. I thought you meant the royals.
No, would you pick up one of these jobs, Charlie?
Not
or-
Oh, not
a
no,
month
no.
for Sundays.
No.
No, we'd fall out within half an hour, I can assure you.
Yes, I think you would, Charlie.
No, you're a nice guy. I could
Yeah, I am a nice
Charlie,
guy,
what's wrong
but
with
we
you?
would fall out within
You're
half an
too
hour.
straight speaking.
Yeah.
Now, this is our first show, first Royal exclusive of the new year. So I just want to touch on a little bit that happened over Christmas that we haven't been able to cover on shows because we've not been filming. I was fascinated by Beatrice and Eugenie going to Sandringham because we were led to believe that both of them were going to stay away from Royal Lodge, they were going to stay away from Sandringham to avoid being seen like they're taking sides. However, they changed their minds and they went to Sandringham. They were standing on the steps outside of the church, smiling, happy with the King. Was it the right decision?
Yes, definitely. Sorry, Ingrid, but it was definitely the right decision to be with the King. If they're going to choose one or the other, it was the King all the way through. Look, I've got a lot of time for these girls, and I feel desperately sorry for them that they find themselves at the centre of attention with the controversies of both their parents. It must be terrible for them, but they have done the right things to go to the to go to Sandringham with the King. But they've got to be careful. I mean, Beatrice ended up doing a couple of jobs in Saudi Arabia, which is sort of mirrors what her father used to do and everything else. And I'm not suggesting she did anything wrong whatsoever, but she really needs to be really careful with the things that she does. Otherwise, she's going to be tarred with the same brush.
Big year for Beatrice and Eugenie, I
Big
predict.
year.
I agree with Charlie, but don't think Beatrice and Eugenie had a choice. Andrew said to them, "You have to go."
Do you think?
Yes, I absolutely, really do
Tell me
think
more.
that. Because he wants to keep a foot in. He wants to know what's going on. B, he'd want to know what people were saying about him. And he's always said that, and Fergie has said, the girls are my passport. And they are Andrew's only passport into the royal family now. And I'm absolutely sure that he persuaded them. And they might have said, "Oh, Papa, we want to be with you." And he'd said, "No, I want you to go there. That's what's going to make me happy."
I think Ingrid's absolutely right. I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought about that myself. But I mean, I think she's absolutely right. Andrew wants to keep an eye on what's going on within the royal family,
Which is understandable. It's
which is
human
understandable.
nature, isn't it?
He's not invited, so he's not at the table anymore. So one of the first things that would have happened when they got back would be Andrew would be on the phone saying, "Right, who said what?"
Well, last Christmas, Beatrice actually went with her husband, Eduardo, and they went to the service and then they drove all the way back to Royal Lodge for lunch from Norfolk.
Because an outsider, it looks like that they've shown loyalty to the King ahead of Sarah
I think
and Andrew.
they've shown loyalty to... They've played it as they've been told to play it, but they've shown loyalty to both.
Wow. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to delve into that in the next couple of weeks. Because, as I say, I think it's a big year for Beatrice and Eugenie. I think, that they could be key in this relationship, keeping Andrew almost close to the King, being a little conduit between the two. So I think it's going to be fascinating.
And I also think that, in a way, that's in a way what the King wants. He wants to keep them close. I mean, I'm sure he feels, because he's a very caring person, I'm sure he feels wretched about Andrew and having to disown him, basically, which he has. I'm sure he feels wretched about it.
I did notice on Christmas Day that I saw the King... I did notice on Christmas Day that I saw Prince Andrew leaving Royal Lodge just before the King's speech. He didn't sit down and watch it, which is fascinating.
Oh, very.
But anyway, quick fire questions, guys. We've got to be quick on this. So, what should be the King's or Andrew Mountbatten's New Year resolution?
I think just to keep quiet.
Keep quiet, Andrew.
Just keep quiet. Well, I mean, he does keep quiet. I think he should do as he's told. Do as he's told.
I disagree with you on that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I think, Andrew, it's time for him to fess up and actually tell the world now what actually went on with Epstein and we've had so many files come out now, you know, it just adds to the belief of the majority of the population that something, you know, did go on with the former Prince Andrew. And I think he should actually come clean now and say what it was, what happened. I said to you before, the one question I would love to have answered was when the Queen and Prince Charles and Prince William sat down with him in the first place and said, "Are these allegations true?" What did he say? You know, if he told them the same as he's telling the rest of the world, then they believed him. If he told them the truth, then they're complicit in the whole scenario.
Well,
Two
I
conflicting
disagree.
resolution
I
ideas.
disagree. There's no way that Andrew is ever going to talk to
he's
them.
not.
And I think I've said this to you before, Matt. There's no way his lawyers would let him.
No.
Look what a mess he made of Newsnight. His lawyers would say, whatever happens, Mr. Mountbatten Windsor, you are not going
It is
to
raw,
do this.
It's the raw version of Omerta.
Fascinating. Next quick-fire question. As William and Catherine plan to carry out at least one engagement a month, celebrating the best of British, what British institution would you like to see them back?
Well, I think they should just carry on doing what they're doing. I mean, they're backing enough British institutions already. So for me, just keep on trucking. It's simple as that.
I agree with Charlie. It's just, I think they're doing so well. I don't think there's an ounce of criticism there.
They are representing Britain.
They are. I mean, like, maybe they could represent the car industry.
The Japanese car industry?
No, the old car. Oh no, because that would be anti-the-government because they want everyone to have electric cars. So whatever they do, I think it would be very difficult to do better than what they're doing now.
And finally, if the King has any downtime when he is in the US for his state visit in April, what must-do experience do you think he should do?
As we've discussed already, he's not going to have that much downtime, to be perfectly honest, to go around and do the sort of visits, you know, like Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Central Park. He's not going to have that. He's not going to have that opportunity. It'd be nice to do it. I mean, when we were covering the royals and following them around the world, we went to various places, but it was only because the royal themselves went there as part of a job, like the Taj Mahal, you know, Petra, all these sort of places. We were only there because the royals were there. So they don't have that much downtime.
I think he should talk to the American farmers. That is his big thing, is farming, and farmers are in a lot of trouble here. And I think it would be great to see him talking to sort of the land people of America. I don't mean the oil barons, I mean the actual farmers, and see what it's like there and what their problems are.
So not Disneyland or the bridges in Madison
No.
County?
No.
No, all right. Thanks, guys. It's been really interesting today. I thought it was some great points, and I really appreciate you both coming on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that's all we have time for on this week's Royal Exclusive. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments as usual, and remember to subscribe to us here on our new Royal Exclusive YouTube channel for the latest on all things royal. And we'll see you next week.